Hello students, today we'll take biology, the science of life. Before I start the chapter, we should know what is biology. Biology basically, it is a study of life or the science of life, and the word biology is derived from the Greek words bios meaning life and logos meaning study. So in journal, biologists study the structure, function, growth, origin, evolution and distribution of living organism. Now the question comes to our mind, why it is important to study biology. Children, biology is important because it helps us to understand how living things work and how they function. Now let us study about the characteristics of living beings which set them apart from non-living things. Point-wise we will understand these. First, living beings are made up of cells. Now what is cell? Cell is the smallest thing that has life and can exist on its own. Now, living beings can be made up of single cell or many cell. The organisms which are made up of single cell, they are called unicellular organisms like bacteria, and the organisms which are made up of many cells, they are called multicellular organisms. For example, human being, birds, trees. Remember children, only living beings have cells. Okay. Now second point is living beings grow. Only living beings grow. Non-living things do not grow. But we have seen certain examples where non-living things also grow. For example, let us take the example of balloon. A balloon grows in size when we blow air into it. But this growth is different from that of living being. It happens only when we add something to it from outside. Whereas in living things, it grows from inside as its cells grow and multiply. Now the next feature, living beings need food. Children, we know living beings cannot survive without food, and to perform any activity or function, energy is required. This energy is derived from food. Also, food is required to grow and maintain, whereas non-living things do not need food. Now, there are two types of living things in the matter of getting food. One that prepares their food self, and another which depends on others. So, the living things which prepare their food self are called autotrophs, and the examples are green plants because they prepare their own food using solar energy, water, and carbon dioxide. And the others which depend on others for their food are called heterotrophs. Hetero means others. Now next feature of living beings is living beings respire. We know living beings need oxygen. And from where do they get this oxygen? They get it from the air or the water. Now what is the function of the oxygen? Inside the body, this oxygen, it is used to break down food and release the energy stored in it. And when the food is broken down, carbon dioxide and water are produced, and which are further released by the body as a waste. So this entire process, the process of taking in oxygen, breaking down food and releasing carbon dioxide and water, is called respiration, and it happens only in living being. Only living being respire. Non-living things do not respire. Now next feature is living beings throw out waste. We know living beings, they throw out waste in the form of sweat, urine, and the process of throwing out waste from the body is called excretion. And remember children, excretion is a characteristic that only living beings possess. Now the question comes to our mind, how do plants get rid of waste? So the answer to this question is Plants give off gases through minute pores present in them, and these minute pores are called stomata. Through them they give off their gases, and the solid waste they accumulate in their leaves and bark, and when they shed their leaves and bark, the waste accumulated in them also gets expelled, thrown out from them. Now living beings respond to stimuli. We know, children, we have personally experienced that when someone flashes a bright light in front of our eyes, what do? We immediately close our eyes. Same way, when accidentally we touch any hot object, what do? What is our reaction? We withdraw our hand. So these actions are called responses to stimuli. So basically stimuli are the things that produces a response or reaction, and the ability to respond to stimuli is called sensitivity. Now the next feature is living beings move. We know only living beings move. They can move their body parts. They can move from place to place. This moving from place to place, it is called locomotion. When we move from one place to another, it is called locomotion. This is not seen in plants. Locomotion is not there in plants just because they can move their parts but cannot move from one place to another. Living beings reproduce. We know living beings can reproduce either by giving birth or by laying eggs. Whereas in plants, they produce seeds from which seedlings come out. Some plants also give rise to new plants from their roots, stems, or leaves. Next feature is living beings follow a life cycle. We know all living beings, they follow a definite life cycle, which starts with birth, then followed by growth, reproduction, aging, and death. And the time period between birth and death of an organism is called lifespan. And this lifespan varies from organism to organism. For example, the lifespan of bacteria is just 20 minutes, while that of human being it is 75 to 80 years. Yes, children, now look at the table. The differences between living thing and non-living things are given. So children, with this we have done with the chapter. We have completed the chapter. Nearly 9 to 10 points I have told you, which are found only in living beings. So go through the chapter once again for proper understanding. Take care. Goodbye.